Yes, this is the Meta Man, and I'm going to shock you by giving you proof, by giving you actual proof-orama that altcoins are about to boom. Boom soon to the moon. Boom, soon to the moon. Altcoins are about to fly. And not just because I say so, not because I hope so, which I surely do, but because I have 6 proofs. So here we go. Let's get right into it right now, because the Meta Man knows 6 proofs and he's about to show you those 6 proofs. Wow, wow, wow. The first proof is by looking at the gray line on the chart that you can see on the screen now. The gray line is the amount of Bitcoin on exchanges. In other words, the amount of Bitcoin that is on Binance and Gate.io and all the other exchanges in total. And you'll notice that recently it has gone down. Why? Because there's less and less Bitcoin on the exchanges. You might say, well, then where the heck is it? What people are doing is they're taking Bitcoin off the exchange and putting it in their own private hardware wallets. Why? Because they sense it's going to go up and they have no interest in selling for quite a while, so they just hodl it. They just hodl it into their private hardware wallets. And that's always a sign that the coins are going to go up. Now, you might say, Raymond, you were talking about altcoins. Now you're talking about Bitcoin. Well, when Bitcoin goes up, all the altcoins follow it. And I also want to tell you that this is a really, really good time to subscribe, because I do a good job for you. And when you subscribe to this channel, it shows the authorities that this is a good channel. And also, when you like this video, it shows the authorities that this is a good video. And also, when you share this video, it shows the authorities that it is a really good and important video. And when you comment, it shows the authorities that there's a lot of engagement, and so the Meta Man must be doing a great job. So please comment and share and like this video and subscribe to the channel. Proof number 2. Proof number 2 is on that same chart. It shows the number of whales there are in the universe. On the black line, the black line is the number of whales. A whale is defined as a crypto investor who has 1,000 Bitcoins in his wallet. And you'll notice that the number of whales is increasing. The number of whales is increasing. So there are more and more people who have 1,000 Bitcoins or more in their wallet. And they don't increase. The whales are the smarties. The whales know what they're doing. And the whales never accumulate unless they know for sure that Bitcoin is going up and all the altcoins will follow. Those are 2 powerful proofs that the altcoins are about to boom. Now let's look at proof number 3, and it has to do with miners. Miners are the ones that invest heavily in equipment and in electricity in order to mine the different coins. Usually what they mine is Bitcoin, but there's also others as well. And sometimes the miners are accumulating, and sometimes the miners are selling. And a very, very wise thing to do is to look to see what the miners are doing. And right now, the miners are accumulating. If the miners are accumulating and they're really, really wise investors, then this gives us another proof. This is proof number 3. Proof number 3. The miners, who are the wise investors, are accumulating. And when they start accumulating, the price goes up. Now, what is number 4? Number 4 is the inflation, the United States inflation rate. And you can see for the last 20 years, it has gone up and down and up and down and up and down. That's fine. That's fine. But look where it is now. It's at 7%, the highest it has been for 20 years. And by the way, the word is that the United States likes to hide the fact of how bad the inflation rate really is. And so the word on the street is that the inflation rate is actually way worse than that, way, way worse than that. But let's just look at what they claim. Even what they claim is the highest that it's been in 20 years. Wow. And if we look just at the last 1 year, month by month, for the last 1 year, you can see it started at 1.4% in January of 2021. That's just 12 months ago. And in 12 months, it has skyrocketed from 1.4% to 7%. Now, you may say, well, is that a lot? Well, let me explain something. If you have a mortgage at 1.4%, you might be paying, say, $1,400 a month in mortgage payments. But if suddenly in 1 year you had to renew at 7%, then instead of $1,400 a month, it suddenly shoots up to $7,000 a month. Maybe you can afford $1,400 a month, but maybe you can't afford $7,000 a month. This is what I'm talking about. You might say, well, okay, so what's inflation got to do with anything? Well, when there's inflation, then there's a flee to safety. When there's inflation, there's a flee to safety and a flee away from what's deemed to be unsafe. And what is deemed to be unsafe is the US dollar. The supposedly almighty US dollar is deemed to be unsafe. And where does it flee to? Well, traditionally, it has flown to gold. But now there's an option. Since 2013, there's been an option called digital gold or Bitcoin. And if huge amounts of money are leaving US dollar and huge amounts of money are leaving stocks, then they may well go to gold, but they may also go to Bitcoin. And if they go to Bitcoin and Bitcoin skyrockets, then all the alts will skyrocket with it. The next one I want to show you is Total 3. Total 3. Total 3 is a crypto concept, and it is all of the crypto coins in the whole universe except Bitcoin and Ethereum. So take out the big guy Bitcoin and take out its little brother Ethereum, and Total 3 is the sum of all the other coins in the universe. And you can see here, this is a graph for the last year. And you can see that the Total 3 had a ceiling in June. It bumped up against the ceiling at $660 billion. It bumped up against 660 in June, fell down, came almost up to it and fell down, came up to it again and fell down. And what happens with ceilings is they become floors. So if we look all the way to the right, all the way to late January, which is the most recent, January 29th of 2022, you can see that ceiling of 660 billion is now the floor. It fell down to 660 and bumped up. It fell down and bumped up. Now, it could crash and go way, way lower. It could. But typically, when there is a ceiling created and then it comes back down to it, it becomes a floor and jumps up. And now for the final proof, proof number 6 is the Fear and Greed Index. The Fear and Greed Index was created actually quite recently by CNN, strangely enough, by CNN. And it is a number that goes from 0 to 100. When it's never as low as 0, but I'm just telling you in theory, all the way down to 0, the fear is rampant. It fear, oh my gosh, the United States is never going to recover. Everyone's going to hate America. There's going to be bombs. There's going to be nuclear disaster. It's going to be horrible. There's going to be chaos. That's 0. And 100 is ecstasy and euphoria, and everything's going to go up forever. And gold's going to be $1 million an ounce. And with one Bitcoin, you could buy 10 Lamborghinis. I mean, at 100, everybody thinks that the world is going to be sacred and spectacular, and everybody's going to be happy, and there's going to be eternal peace, and every stock and every coin and gold and silver are just going to go up forever. That's what 100 means. And 0 means it's the end of life as we know it. But in truth, it rarely ever gets below 10, and it rarely ever gets above 90. And right now, It's at 24, which CNN refers to as extreme fear. Yesterday, it was 24, extreme fear. Last week, it was 13. It's unbelievable. It's rarely ever, ever that low. And so there is great fear. There's great fear. And you might say, well, how does great fear mean that the altcoins are going to go up? Well, let's look not just at the snapshot of what it is today, but let's look at a graph. This is the graph from January 30th, 2021 to January 29, today, 2022. In 1 year, this is the graph. You can see that way near the beginning, a year ago, it actually went over 90 for a while. But normally, it's when it was high, it was in the 70 to 80 range. And it also went low. And when it went low, it was in the 10 to 30 range. But notice, when it's high and everybody thinks everything is wonderful, that's when it actually falls. That's when the prices fall. And when it's low and everybody is frightened, that's when prices actually turn around and go up. So now let's look to the right, the very rightmost point on the graph, and it's really low. It's really, really low. That means everybody's afraid. That means that the coins have sold more than they should. It's called oversold. The concept is called oversold. When everybody is down at the bottom in fear, it's called FUD. FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. When fear, uncertainty, and doubt are all the rage, then coins and stocks and gold and silver and everything get oversold. They sell far lower than they should. Of course, at the top, that's called FOMO, fear of missing out. That's when people say, oh my gosh, I don't care how high it is. I want to get in, I want to get in, I want to get in. And so at the top, it's overbought, and so prices fall. And at the bottom, it's oversold and prices rise. And so this is the sixth and final proof, because the very important fear and greed index created by almighty CNN is right at the bottom. The very next thing is it's going to rise. Those are my 6 really powerful proofs. And I want you to know that right here is a wonderful playlist on FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And also right here, there is another wonderful playlist on FOMO, fear of missing out. So please investigate those other videos, and please subscribe, and please like, please do all the things that I'm asking, because I do lots and lots for you. Also, I want to say one thing, and I mean it with all of my heart. Listen carefully. You are now much wiser than you were just 10 minutes ago.
Please click on Meta in order to subscribe to my channel. And please click on this video, which is my most recent video, my previous one. And please click on that video, which Google and YouTube think is the most appropriate if you enjoyed this video.